Mr. Men and Little Miss Ancient Olympic Games by Adam Hargreaves. Mr. Strong and his friends were on a visit to the sacred site of Olympia for the Ancient Olympic Games, the most important event of ancient Greece that was held every 4 years. According to Greek mythology, the games began when Hercules organised a race in honour of Zeus, king of the Greek gods. The Mr. Men and Little Misses couldn't miss such a prestigious event, so they decided to compete in their first Ancient Olympics. Ooh, this'll be the ideal site! Hey, what's going on here?
We're gonna enjoy this.
Hey, do you think they'll let worms into the games?
Oh yeah, now we're talking. I always wanted to take part in the ancient Greek Olympics.
The athletes had to arrive a month before the start of the games. All hostilities had stopped because of the Olympic truce, so their way to Olympia was peaceful. The only problem they had to face was Little Miss Naughty. If you were late, or you were fined or disqualified. So all the friends got there in time. All of them, except Mr. Slow. He will probably arrive a month later. Ooh, no rush, no fuss. I'll be there by August 11th, probably. Next to the stadium was a large temple dedicated to Zeus, and into the temple was an enormous statue of Zeus, made of gold and ivory. It was so splendid that even Little Miss Splendid was impressed. It was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and it was over 40 feet high. That's even taller than Miss at all. Oh, I wouldn't want to bump my head on the ceiling, though.
I'm sure no one will mind if I painted the statue of Zeus orange. The god of lightning will probably be seeing right after this.
After a month's training, it was now the day of the Ancient Olympics opening ceremony. Let the games begin. The sound of the salpinks filled the air of Olympia. Can you guess who was playing the trumpet to announce the opening? Mr. Noisy, of course. And he was such a good salpinks player that he could have won the Olympic competition for trumpet players. Let the Olympic Games begin! That's too loud, I can hear it on the ground! Oh, I need headphones!
Whoa! Ow! And I thought air horns were loud.
On the first morning, all athletes and judges swore an oath to Zeus for fair play. There were 12 judges at the Olympic Games, including Little Miss Bossy and Mr. Fussy, who were the perfect choice for the job. The judges awarded the prizes to the winners, but they also imposed fines and punishments on anyone who broke the rules and regulations. This is Little Miss Bossy's favourite part of the role.
Okay, everyone, listen up and listen good. I'm talking to all of you. Mr. Fussy and I are the judges, jury, and, well, not executors because that's too graphic and this is a kid's book. Anyway, play fair, play square, and if you don't, you're out of here. Got it?
Just remember, everyone, there are no winners or no losers. Play fair and play well. Hey, this looks like fun. Hey, what's going on here? Have you seen anything like it? Well, by the poor millions of spot, I don't know if I can compete in this. Oh, even the Greek heat cannot cure my cold. Before the games could begin, the judges had to divide the competitors into juniors and adults so they could compete in different categories. As you know, all the Mr. Men and Little Misses are adults, but there are no identification documents in ancient Greek times, so Mr. Swan and Little Miss Tiny were put into the junior events. Haha! I wish you lots of luck, Little Miss Tiny!
Okay, Mr. Smile. If I win a big medal or a trophy, someone would have to carry it.
Women were actually forbidden to attend the Olympic Games, but of course the Little Misses had the courage to break such unfair rules. Some Little Misses more than others.
Take that, ancient Greek Olympian. Equality has reached its peak of triumph.
The ancient Olympics lasted for 5 days, and the first event was the Stadion, a 100-meter dash foot race, where the fastest athletes in the ancient Greek times had to cover at least one stadion. A stadion is an ancient unit of measurement, which was approximately 129 meters. Mr. Rush and Little Miss Quick were representing the Mr. Men and Little Misses. Mr. Rush soon set the pace, but Little Miss Quick raced over the finishing line first. proving just how fast girls can run.
Check me out, Mr. Rush. I'm super fast, even faster to you. Well, you're doing well anyway, but hey, I'm pretty quick, so I must be taking over the goal anyway.
Wow, you're really fast to be quick. Maybe that's why we're better at each other or something. Next up was the Lampadedromia, which was the first version of the relay race. Each team consisted of 40 members, who had to run 25 metres while holding a flaming torch aloft, before carefully passing it on to the next person. Luckily, there are lots of Mr. Men and Little Misses to make up a team. Though be very careful with that torch, Mr. Bump.
Think you could keep up, Mr. Bump?
You wouldn't want to see me on fire anyway, it's horrible! Ooh, keep up, everyone. Well, I think I'm going to take big strides. Ooh, I'm hungry! Ooh, ooh. Hey, don't forget about me! I didn't think they let worms into the Olympic Games after all!
Phew, it doesn't feel like a 100-meter dash at all. It feels like a million-meter dash.
Phew, there's too many people here. Just for once, I'd wish I could be disqualified. Phew, I need to pick up the pace, but the idea of winning a gold medal is tempting. I would purchase a jet engine, but those weren't around in ancient Greek times. Oh well.
Mr. Strong was taking part in the Hoplitodromus, which only the strongest and best trained athletes could endure. The athletes in this race carried over 20 kilograms of iron and animal skins on their shoulders while running barefoot. This is hard. Oh!
You're telling me, Mr. Mean, you'd have to be super strong and robust to lift, run, and carry these heavy shields.
This is no problem for Mr. Strong, though. Have you noticed that he never wears shoes? The Hoplitodromus was a tough competition, but Mr. Strong proved himself a worthy winner. Ha ha! Now I look like a Spartan in this! Mr. Dizzy had put himself forward for the discus throwing. The discus is made of stone, iron, or copper, and the lightest ones weighed around 1 kilogram, but some weighed over 6 kilograms. Unfortunately, Mr. Dizzy got into a bit of a spin, a dizzy discus whirl, which sent the judge's head spinning too. Oh, I'm brave, but I'm careful. While Mr. Small struggled with his discus in the junior event, his hair was much closer to his feet than he helped. Oh, I can't throw it! Well, that's nothing. Watch this. Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Hey! Mr. Dizzy, you nearly hit me in the face with that discus!
Oh, you nearly took off a chunk of my hair! Gosh, sorry, Mr. Fuzzy and Little Miss Bossy. I didn't know you were there. There was also the javelin throwing competition, which Mr. Tickle entered, where some of the other athletes felt that Mr. Tickle had a bit of an unfair advantage. He could always reach the end of the throwing area with his arms.
With arms as long as that, who needs a javelin?
Exclaimed Little Miss Naughty. Little Miss Bossy agreed that this broke the rules and Mr. Tickle was disqualified, leaving Little Miss Naughty as the winner by default.
Mr. Tickle, your extendable arms count as cheating. You're out of here!
Oh, I'll never win an ancient Olympic event now! Don't worry, Mr. Tickle. Don't worry, Mr. Tickle. You won one of the nonsense land events. The swimming pool custard race. Thank you, Walter. But that's all I'll ever win. Being banned for not throwing a javelin because of long arms? How silly! Oh, I know, that's complete nonsense. What did I miss? You missed the fact that Mr. Tickle got kicked out of the Olympic Games because his arms are too long. Dear me, that's not perfect, is it? In the jumping event, the athletes had to leap as far as possible in a single jump while holding 2 4-kilogram weights. Little Miss Somersault's leap is very impressive, but Mr. Tall won by a mile, quite literally.
Woohoo! Some jump, huh, Mr. Tall?
Not bad, huh, Little Miss Somersault? I wish I could do that. Hey, that's something I wish I could do that too, but yes, let me tell you something. Oh, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh, I'm scared! Jumping too far! Oh! Boże moi, I've never seen anything like it. Oh, I'm worried. What if she hurts herself? The most challenging event was Pankration, an ancient form of wrestling where almost everything was allowed. The winner was the one who didn't surrender. Can you guess how long Mr. Impossible got all the competitors to surrender? That's right. His astonishing flying and disappearing had made it impossible to read. That's cheating! How come he doesn't get suspended?
Oh, I've never seen anything like it!
Well, I'll be blowed.
Oh, what a worry! Is he ever going to get down? Oh, is he on the ground yet? Probably. Poor moi. He's very much like a Greek god himself.
Well, I don't know about that, Mr. Sneeze. That's a new one.
Impressive, that is.
The last event was the most anticipated moment of the games. The Tethrypon was a breathtaking race with war chariots, each one drawn by 4 horses. It was spectacular, so Little Miss Splendid was excited to take part, though it was very dangerous. The opponents crashed against one another. Little Miss Splendid's elaborate hat fell over her eyes, and she toppled over, knocking Mr. Funny off the track. Whoa! Poor Mr. Bob.
Look out!
Mercy me! I don't believe I'll ever ride a chariot again.
Eventually, the ancient Olympic Games were over, and it was now time for the closing ceremony. The winners placed red ribbons on their heads, hands, and feet, went to the Temple of Zeus. At the entrance, the judges crowned the winners with a wreath made of branches from the sacred olive tree by the temple.
I always thought I should wear a crown,
Declared Little Miss Splendid.
Looks like we all did well, but I'd look better in that olive wreath crown anyway.
Oh well, I guess that's how you play it. Maybe I did win eventually.
Well done, Mr. Strong. You're the official Olympic champion.
Haha, maybe I'm just as good as Hercules. I know zero, I'm a hero.
When the Mr. Men and Little Misses returned home, they were welcomed as heroes and held a huge feast to honour the winners, where everyone ate, drank, sang, and told stories from the Olympic Games. Can you guess who took the prize for the best eater?
Have a guess, everyone.
To win at the ancient Olympic Games was seen as the highest honour, with poems and sculptures created as tributes to some Olympic winners. Oh, so I missed out on the games. Oh, well, looks like I'm just in time for the grand feast.
Oh man, these peas are good. Maybe I'll eat them just in case I want to build up my strength for the next long jump.
Well, I sure wouldn't want to get disqualified again, don't I?
Looks like we're all winners here.
So, as you can tell, Mr. Small, I've pretty much got this in the bag.
What bag, Little Miss Bossy? There's no bag racing in the Olympics.
Was there even an Olympic worm team in those ancient Olympic times? There must have been.
Looks like we brought home the golden bacon or something.
Looks like you did very well in the 100-meter dash, Mr. Happy.
And you did a good job with Little Miss Bossy, making sure everyone was well behaved in the Olympics. Woo! You should have heard the trumpets playing for miles! I'm the greatest trumpet player ever!
You did well in the 100-meter dash, Little Miss Tiny. Well done, girlfriend. Thank you, Little Miss Somersault. Your high jump was amazing, too.
And I didn't even hurt myself once, Little Miss Busy. What do you think of that?
Well, that certainly was enjoyable.
So, if you ever think you've seen a statue that looks like one of the Mr. Men and Little Misses, you might just be right.
Mr. This and Mr. That are dropping by for a friendly chat to show you round the Mr. World. Who knows when you're gonna meet that funny little fella with the small round feet? Don't you know they're all about you? Climb down, sit down, pull up a chair. Can't you see the Mr. Men are everywhere? You must not miss your friends, the Mr. Men.